More bad news for the Labor Greens and Teals green energy dreams today. And more bad news for Anthony Albanese and Chris Bowen's green hydrogen dream. A dream, by the way, they've been prepared to punt up to $24 billion of your taxes on. The latest hydrogen project to fall over is in Western Australia. Just a day after the country's biggest green hydrogen project bit the dust in Queensland, BP has announced that its $600 million green hydrogen project at Kwinana, south of Perth, has been parked, put on ice, apparently in case some more government subsidies come their way sometime. Perish the thought. Now, as you know, I went big on this issue last night because I think this is very significant. It exposes just how flimsy, how wild and how implausible Labor's energy plans are. They are built on ideology and politics, not engineering and economics. I mean, listen to these blokes. They sound like a travelling salvation show.
We have an exciting future going forward in terms of green hydrogen.
Under an Albanese Labor government, these jobs will be secure because we'll be leading the global green hydrogen revolution.
And what we know is that the green hydrogen sector has an enormous potential in this country.
We have $225 billion pipeline for green hydrogen in Australia. That's across 100 projects. Now,
my government sees enormous potential in green hydrogen and will look for opportunities to back green hydrogen projects.
only Labor has the plan to ensure that Australia is part of and is leading that hydrogen revolution.
That revolution, what revolution? The revolution is over. At least 8 major projects have now been scrapped in Australia. It's gotten so bad that even the ABC, where they love renewable energy as much as they love government funding, even the ABC has realised that green hydrogen is going up in a puff of smoke.
Well, look, Andrew Forrest stepped back from his project in the Pilbara late last year. He had ambitions of using the fuel to make steel, green steel, and shortly afterwards Origin Energy cancelled its Hunter Valley hydrogen hub, and Woodside shelved 2 large projects as well. And it's really all about cost. Green hydrogen is really expensive to produce.
Expensive, sure is, but it's also impractical, difficult, unproven, uneconomic, unnecessary and implausible. That's always been the case. But as I showed you, Albanese and Bowen have been talking about it like the second coming and pumping billions of dollars of your money into it. Again, this is about facts and reality. It's not about ideology. So listen again to the ABC.
This is a global kind of phenomenon that's happening at the moment. It was a great ambition for everybody, and it does make sense in lots of ways because ships and aircraft particularly would be the biggest beneficiaries from this. But unless you get enough scale of this happening and unless you can somehow produce it at a cheaper rate, it's just not going to happen.
What does it mean for the federal government's net zero targets? Well,
it's a bit embarrassing, I guess, because, these hubs were announced with great fanfare a little over a year ago, and shortly afterwards they all started to drop out. So it will affect the targets or the achieving those targets, and it's, I guess a major plank that looks to be abandoned.
Yeah, that's the other point about this. Apart from a government dream being exposed, another shambolic waste of taxpayers' money, this also leaves Labor's net zero plans in tatters. They can't get there. They're promising to get to net zero, but their plans can't achieve it. You can bet your house on that one. What's less certain is whether or not we'll have enough electricity available to us in the meantime. But Bowen, as ever, well, he's out there. He's not talking about his green hydrogen bombing, but instead attacking the alternatives.
Power prices will be higher under Peter Dutton because of nuclear energy, the most expensive form of energy, and also because his policy, as they admit, would involve keeping coal in the grid for longer.
Honestly, imagine how many people in the Labor Party must be trying to shut this bloke up. Keeping baseload power in the system just might be a good idea. It's kind of what we need. It's kind of what keeps the country running. At least until we're leading the world in some green hydrogen revolution, I guess. Spare us. We need some grown-ups in charge.